It's a common misconception that we, humans, don't enjoy hardship, that we dread school exams and business report meetings because they're difficult, they're tiring. But here's the thing, if those challenges came with personality, with strong aesthetics, with excitement, we'd line up for the hardship. What we really avoid is the bland corridors, the grey rooms, the standardized boredom. Imagine this is where your history exam happens. Imagine this is how your boss greets you. This is not the world we live in. You know that, I know that. But there's something here, a piece of the ideal, the most exciting version our world could ever have. This is not a topic I'd normally cover on the channel, but trust me, there's a fascinating narrative rabbit hole here. Today we're going to talk about Pokémon, arguably the most beloved and the most consumed series of our era. More specifically, we're going to talk about what gym leaders are doing there. What's their emotional role in the story? Pokémon is not generally praised for its great writing. Please, shut up boy. Please. And I understand why. Some of its dialogue is not the best, and the nature of the game itself invites a lot of repetition. Oh my god, YouTube, please leave me alone. But in some key aspects, especially some world building pieces, I gotta take my hat off. I understand why this, of all stories, took over the world. You might argue that sometimes, even most times, you'd prefer to experience nuanced narratives that take your brain and your heart for a spin, for a waltz. And this is what this channel generally covers. Other times, you want something simple, something that doesn't require much processing to make you happy, because you're tired and you could use some hope. But you still want the story to be well crafted. You might want simple emotions, but you still want the game, the movie, the story to play you like a fiddle, even if it's playing a simple song. And here's my argument, as somebody who spends way too much time thinking about stories. If you'd like to feel adventurous, this emotion, this particular experience, you can't do much better than Pokémon. They deliver this masterfully. Everything in their world is crafted to make you feel adventurous. Everything! It's crazy. Pokémon is utterly uninterested in making sense. Does it make any sense that a researcher would choose to recruit a 10-year-old, give him some sort of fire-breathing dinosaur, and tell them, go, explore the world, fight the mafia, get dangerously close to snowy peaks and active volcanoes? And of course, your lovely mom is proud of your journey instead of horrified, and sends you off without money, without a sweater. Evidently not. But if that did make sense, if the fire-breathing dinosaur would protect you against all harm, our world would be so adventurous. It doesn't make any sense. But what if it did? How would that change how your life feels? But I don't want to talk about this world in general terms. So let's zoom in. Let's explore a single piece of this narrative that contributes to this sense of adventure. Let's talk about gym leaders. The gym leaders are Pokemon's representation of challenge. If you're familiar with Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, they are the road of trials. And wow, how different from our real-world challenges they feel. Yes, they are figures of authority and they're there to test you. And the idea of figures of authority testing you doesn't sound too exciting, huh? But how does that look in a world that's all about adventure? Gym leaders brim with personality. They bring you to their own aesthetic world, their own personal take of what excitement means. This has been happening since the very first game. You fight the swimmer, the psychic, the mafioso, and it hasn't changed much. More recently, you fight the Twitch streamer, the snowboarder, the sushi chef. Yes, they're all about excitement and adventure, but they offer different lenses on what this might look like for different people. This is an interesting way to build a fictional world. If your world is all about appreciating nature or spirituality or dealing with trauma, can you show the different ways people approach those themes and the different aesthetics that sprout from those approaches? In the Pokémon games, gym leaders don't get a lot of screen time, with a few notable exceptions. So they're designed to communicate rather effectively who they are and what they're all about, what's their passion. And they do this using a few lines of text, the character's visual design, and the gym itself. The gym and its associated challenge are an extension of the gym leader, a place where they can bring you closer to their internal world. Okay, so let's have a look at some good examples. Let's start with Ramos. Yes, I chose him because we have the same last name. And yes, he's a grass-type trainer, and in Portuguese, his name literally means vines. I would know this. What Ramos is passionate about is gardening. His whole gym is a vertical plant paradise, kind of like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. And if you ask me, there was a missed opportunity here. You should be able to climb around using vines. When you talk to him, it's easy to see he's a pretty casual and pretty friendly guy. His pose is relaxed and his expression is smiley. And if his spiel wasn't evident enough, he also carries around a giant pair of ornate pruning shears. Nothing about this design is subtle. I enjoy the Pokémon include some cliches of what you'd imagine an exciting activity is, like rollerblading and rock climbing. But they also add a couple of curveballs, like photography and fashion design and gardening. Okay, let's change games. Let's have a look at Ryme, the most recent ghost-type leader, and also a rapper. Her visual design is about to 90s rappers like Missy Elliott, Queen Latifah, the Lady of Rage. Honestly, even her attitude is a homage to that era. As much as this is a game for kids and it can't be too aggressive, she has this "don't mess with me" aura. We get to see a bit more text and expression from her than usual leaders, as her gym challenge involves rap battles. But the moment that stuck with me was seeing her reacting to somebody's bad rapping, which in my opinion gives her a lot of character. I mean, look at that face. Her gym is literally a stage, and you help her warm up the crowd before it's time to challenge her. Again, not subtle. Everything about this character is about her passion. Imagine your greatest passion is, let's say, space, and your office at work is a planetarium, and you arrive every day wearing a hat with the rings of Saturn. This is what Pokémon is proposing. What if the world was like that? What if that was normal? Okay, last one. Let's have a look at an older game now. But let's have a look at the updated version so it looks prettier. Koga is the first ever poison-type gym leader, and his greatest passion is being a ninja, as you can see by his traditional ninja attire. I love that the old gardener, the 90s rapper, and the ninja master share something here. Somehow they're all figures of equal authority. Anyway, he's a ninja of the night. His whole gym is an invisible maze where you originally had to navigate unseen walls. Now you have this ninja mist to give you a hand. He's also very flamboyant. He's a very dramatic man. Maybe that's why he chose to add an orange scarf to his ninja disguise. When you reach him, he puts up a ninja show just for you, and also uses this very theatrical language. I mean, look at this sentence. "The very idea makes me shiver with mirth." This is more like a Broadway script than a real conversation. And you know what? I love it. Give me all that Shakespearean ninja bravado. 3 very different characters teaching us the same lessons. If you want to create a gym leader style character, choose a passion and crank that, especially the aesthetics of that, to 100. Make their clothing, their haircuts, their poses, even the space they inhabit reflects that passion very clearly. On top of that, you can sprinkle some personal traits. They could be bold, or shy, or professional, delusional, or giggly, or anything else. Okay, so let's make one. Let's create an original gym leader. Evidently, the first step is to choose a passion, one that will guide most of our narrative choices. And since I'm exercising my creative muscles here, I'd like to choose an unusual passion that I believe Pokémon will never explore. I'm an art guy, so my first instinct is to go there. Music, acting, fine arts. But the thing is, Pokémon already has its fair share of artists. So what can I explore that hasn't been touched yet? Let me choose a very particular topic of interest I have. I am a stained glass enthusiast. I travel the world, visiting churches, going to museums, specifically looking for gorgeous stained glass. I love it. And recently, my girlfriend's also getting enchanted by them. She even got a kit to make her own stained glass art. So cool. So to encourage her newfound passion, I decided to turn her into the very first stained glass artist gym leader. I went on Fiverr and I hired an artist to draw her in Pokémon style. You might be wondering, isn't this design a little bland? Shouldn't you have used the colors and shapes of stained glass? This looks like the opposite of what you just talked about in this whole video. And here's the thing. This design was crafted to match the gym. That's, of course, covered in colored glass. She's all in white because she knows we'll always see her with filtered colors. She's a canvas. The gym challenge can be all about the process of cutting huge pieces of stained glass and dropping them to the floor below, where they all combine to form an image that's also a bridge to the gym leader. This has very strong sound design potential. Ugh, I love the sound, I hate the sound. Even the gym leader's Pokemon choices can be all about cutting glass. She'll be a steel type trainer with a focus on pointy guys. But her personality is not sharp and aggressive. On the contrary, she's quite gentle. She only focuses on steel types because of the beauty they help her create. I wanted her to sound more focused on the art than the battle, almost too distracted to actually fight. And here's an interesting thing. Looking at this text in isolation, I don't think that's good writing. I would never write something like that. But after studying what 20-something gym leaders said before their battles, I think it fits. Based on my research, I think a gym leader like that would fit well in the story. And I believe good writing is always within a context. And it would be really cool if just for this battle, just this one, the characters and the Pokemon had this stained glass color filter on them as they fought, so that you, the player, also paid attention to the colors of the battle, not just the moves for once. If you were to create a gym leader, what would you base them on? What passion would you choose to explore and expand? Please leave me a comment below and tell me, I'm super curious. Or just leave a comment to say hi. This is a baby channel and it's growing and it's hungry. It's so hungry and it chomps comments. And hello, I'm Jorian. I'm a Brazilian writer and I'm trying to find out everything I can about moving people's hearts using words. If you like this video, you're probably gonna like this other video here, where I talk about Zelda character design, and especially the role of the villain in the latest Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. It's good stuff. And a special thank you to my patrons. This is such a small channel, and it's so cool that you decided to support me. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.